Hang on, what's this about?
FTC is bringing independent piecemeal actions against content creators for violating COPPA.
You what?
That may discourage content creators from posting content on YouTube. So the analogy that I think of, imperfect, is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel.
Hello, it's me. Welcome to Terraria. Now why is this my first video back after how long again? I don't want to talk about it. Oh yeah, why? Because Terraria is the best PC game ever made. I thought about leaving it at that and not openly specifying that this is in fact my opinion. However, that would also involve declaring war on over 90% of Earth's population, because I would be saying that another game is in fact superior to Minecraft, and we're chill with Minecraft players, so I have no intention of upsetting you. Unless you call Terraria 2D Minecraft, in which case I'm throwing you straight down the elevator. We clear? Okay, let's get started. Terraria 1.4 Journey's End was revealed at E3 last year, and for someone who has a rather bad case of getting irrationally hyped for something that doesn't have an official release date, the wait has been unbearable, especially when it was delayed into 2020 along with other games I was excited for last year. So I thought I'd make a video about it and see if that fixes the problem. Now, where was I? Right, why I'm excited for the update. I mean, sure, there's actual new features, visual improvements, and petting the dog, but I tell you what I'm looking forward to the most? Master Mode. I really enjoyed Expert Mode when it came out. Actually having to think about what I'm doing while acting with strategy and skill was a rather new concept to me at the time, considering my prior game plan consisted of... and maybe a bit of... Needless to say, I'm very excited, only there's one issue. I played through the majority of Expert Mode back in 2016, and while I've played through Terraria several times since, with groups of friends and occasionally with mods, nothing really came close to the challenge provided by that first single-player Expert playthrough. This does, however, happen to mean that I now suck at the game, and if I want any chance of beating Master Mode at all, I'm going to need some practice. And what's the best way of practicing my skills, you may ask? Well, I don't actually know. I just decided to chuck myself into a hardcore expert world despite never having played hardcore and not started a solo expert world in just over 3 years. What could possibly go wrong? I spawned in on my first hardcore world and started chopping trees as you do. About 3 seconds of minding my own business later, a challenger approached. This was still at the point where I thought a live commentary was a good idea, so I'll leave it up to past me to describe what happened.
Alright, that is an excellent start. Right, I'm out. Bye. I mean, I'll grab some irons on the way out. I did not need a purple slime. But... yeah, get him, guide. Wooden sword, there we go. Right, let's go some mushroom. And now we fight! Oh! Ow! Get him! Oh, I'll get him.
I made a bow and some basic wooden gear and spent the rest of the day farming wood so I could make NPC houses and hopefully buy some better equipment. Night started closing in and me being clever decided to start building before that point, so I could build without having to deal with zombies knocking me around. Not that zombies knock you around in this, they kind of just... However, something other than zombies was about to knock me about.
Oh, that is about as low as I will ever get. No. Foiled.
After getting beat up a bit, I blocked this purple slime on the other side of this wall, only then to think about a roof and a door.
All these lines. This might be too. Oh. Oh god. Oh god, oh god.
You would think I would have plenty of time to block this up before this little guy got here, right? Yeah, well, you may have also forgotten that I am me.
No. Alright, good start.
A strikingly successful first attempt, I'm sure you will agree.
Alright, after that brilliant start, we have another character of the same name and design. I made a joke about this being probably the first of many. I did not mean that so literally. We're going with corruption. Hardcore 2. Hopefully, that'll be the last one I need to make.
I wanted to try and get a bit further with this attempt, as having to spend 5 minutes watching the world generate only to play for a 2 is a slightly inefficient use of my time.
Alright. Attempt number 2. Let's go.
I built the house very early in the day and spent the rest of the day getting wound up by
okay,
slimes
that
and creating some emergency hotkeys.
Here's my sword. Can I reach my crafting bench? I can reach my crafting bench from in here. This is not good. Right, start building before he gets to me. There we go. Yes, you go in there. You stay there.
Night fell, meaning I surpassed my record and was in new territory, figuratively and literally, because I went underground due to the fact that the entire surface was essentially out of bounds. After finding precisely nothing useful during the night.
Alright. Good morning, guide. How did you like being boxed up? I mean, actually don't answer that because I don't care. You have to stay there for your own safety, and more importantly, mine.
I went to explore the surface in the hopes of finding something I could actually use to my advantage.
Blueberries. Stable tea.
Fortunately, I found a few chests, a maxed out coin portal which I found very exciting.
Coin port. That was yes. 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 Yeah, that's all I can say. Yes. Uh oh. Don't mind if I do. For goodness sake. Of course my spawn point is in this door.
And of course got wound up by slimes and spent the rest of the day building. Pro tip from me, don't spend any time making things look nice and hardcore, as there's no point, you'll just lose if you die. Just stick with the basic box houses and move on with it. I got the merchant to move in, so I bought everything, regardless if I needed it or not. I even upgraded my sword to a scythe because somehow it does more damage. How this makes sense I don't know, but I'll take it. But hey, at least I got some free building materials. Night fell and it was back to mining. This time I actually found something useful. I had enough ore to make a silver broadsword and a new bow. The next day I went back to mining again. Things were going very well until...
That is why I set that hotkey up. Jesus. Slime is falling from the sky. Do I go and face it? Ooh, that's actually dodgy. King Slime could probably quite easily... Well, no, that's a lie. He could demolish me. How easy is he to cheese? I can't remember.
After deciding to pretend that nothing ever happened, I carried on mining until the message of a travelling merchant lured me out of my hiding place, as I still had a large amount of money to spend.
Travelling merchant, no. Shoot them.
After realising he had nothing for me besides snacks, I fled from the slimy hordes to build a rope tower in hopes of being able to camp out King Slime should he decide to show himself.
You never see it coming.
I need to be seriously careful of those. Not throwing them straight up. Slime, stop falling from the sky.
After nearly getting killed by a rando slime, the slime rain ended and I ran back to my house to be reminded that the travelling merchant I came all the way up here for only sells snacks. After some major gear upgrades for my mining mission, I went to the corruption to see if I could get my hands on a musket.
This is intense.
I was then promptly comboed by an Eater of Souls and killed in about 7 frames.
And that's it, of course.
Yeah, expert mode is hard by the way, I'm not sure if I told you that or not. Well, you know what they say.
Alright, third time's the charm. Let's go.
In this one I set out as normal, but with much more experience than before. I felt strangely confident about this one, what with third time's the charm and everything.
Guide, no. Guide. Guide, fight him. Guide, guide. Guide, seriously.
I built the first NPC houses in the first few minutes and then was promptly annihilated by a group of 3 slimes. Noted, don't go anywhere where it's possible to get trapped, like a lake and a cliff, for a random example.
Right, 4th time's the charm.
After saying 4th time's the charm, I had instantly doomed the show to failure because everyone knows it's 3rd time's the charm where it really counts.
Oh, alright then.
Which is a shame because I found a really cool place I could have put my base, being between 2 of the giant trees. I set up a house and got wound up by slimes, the usual.
And the guide is dead. Nice.
However, this time, for whatever reason, I decided to flee into the jungle to try and get my hands on some mahogany wood, because mahogany weapons deal like 1 more damage than regular weapons, as in completely not worth risking life over.
Go away, slime, no.
As I was chopping away, a jungle slime showed up and shock horror.
Oh god, he has 120 health.
While I was still confident, I didn't think my 4 damage sword was going to cut it, considering it was about to 2-shot me. So I bravely formed a tactical retreat, in which I tactically jumped straight into a bat.
Oh, I'm dead. I didn't see the jungle bat.
That I for some reason hadn't seen, despite it being the complete opposite colour to the background.
Yeah, that was a little bit ambitious. I forgot about jungle bats.
Things noted. Set up shelter early, don't spend time making structures look nice, don't get trapped, and don't go into any other biome unprepared. Attempt 5.
Alright, 5th time's charm. Alright, I picked the wrong hair. Oh, no, that was not parkour jump, I need to fail. No, no, oh, it boosted me out.
Things started and I instantly went against my don't go into any other biome unprepared rule. Sure, I may have been strong enough to stay alive on the desert surface, however this moron decided it would be an excellent idea to go underground. Why, I can't remember really.
Uh-oh.
A tomb crawler showed up and I thought about trying to run, but I decided I wouldn't get far considering it basically flies. Turns out trying to fight it was an even better idea. New bit of advice noted, don't go into any biome unprepared. Feels like I've heard this one somewhere before.
Okay, attempt number 6.
Attempt 6 started much the same as the last one, where I ran straight into the desert, except this time I didn't go underground, which is an excellent move if I do say so myself. This choice was strikingly successful due to the fact that I was able to get the good surface desert gear, mainly cactus, without dying. Genius. I ran back to my spawn area and built a house, then giggled at the guide trying to fight off a horde of zombies by himself instead of helping him. Look, he can respawn okay, I can't, in case you hadn't noticed. And even if I was to put a door on the house, you already know he's going to waltz on in and leave the thing open. Instead of helping him fight off the hordes, I went mining in search of just about anything remotely serviceable. Well, I didn't find it.
I think I managed to dodge that anyway, but holy moly. I'm not sure it was as much dodge as I walked out of the way of it before I saw it.
In the morning, I set to explore the surface instead. I then instantly found a cave and was set back to exploring the underground. At first, all I found were things that wished for my death, but it soon led to a heart crystal in an underground room,
Anything but a flare gun.
which had an enchanted boomerang to upgrade my wooden one. Unfortunately for me, a danger sense potion because, oh my, I'd forgotten how many of these things there are. Too many. Back at base, I made some basic equipment upgrades and spent my time making the base look neat and tidy. I know I said don't spend your time building in this, but knowing where your items are is still useful. I then went to explore the underground ice biome. On my way there, I found a wonder sparking.
Ooh.
A squad of demon altars just sitting there mocking me,
Oh my god. What the hell happened down there?
and a cloud in a bottle.
Yes.
In the ice biome itself, I found some ice skates and a skeleton merchant
hello.
where I decided to buy basically
running
everything. I'm not sure how these yellow glow sticks could ever be useful, but I got them anyway. Sure, they highlight treasure, but they kind of just highlight everything. This skeleton thingy spooked me shortly after, and I fled back home because of it. I then upgraded just about everything and wanted to go to the corruption again. I was fortunately slightly more prepared and marginally better equipped than last time I tried to pull this stunt.
Oh, no. That was horrible reaction times.
On my way to try and find it, I didn't find it. I thought there was meant to be a corruption on both sides on a large map. I passed the dungeon and laughed at the monstrosity that's Expert Skeletron.
I'm not that brave. Or am I?
Got a coin portal, looked for a water bolt, thought about going down the dungeon to try and get one. I decided against it. After the dungeon lied a very angry tumbleweed. I then ran for my life after it had already removed over half of it.
They really hurt, don't they? What was that just fell on the floor? sellotape just decided to yeet off my desk.
I went mining again and upgraded all my equipment to gold, except my bow because I got a really good prefix on it. With this, I set off determinedly to find the corruption. The other way to last time, not before doing some major improvements to the house, including a bedroom, even though it's basically pointless because my spawn is right outside the front door. I then grappled my way to the corruption while also getting wound up by slimes. However, this time I was prepared and brought every beneficial potion I could think of with me. Except an archery potion that I somehow forgot despite my main weapon being... Once in the corruption, I dispatched of the now marginally less aggressive Eaters of Souls and began grappling my way around the caverns containing the Shadow Orbs. I mean, obviously they're not in any of the ones anywhere nearby me, because that would just be too easy. Except exploring to the others wasn't too much of a bother, because the reduced aggression of the Eaters made it easy to navigate the corruption without any danger to my life at all. After some epic grappling skills and totally not missing any of them, a heart crystal was waiting for me, which was a pleasant surprise. However, I almost couldn't see it because of how much it was shining. Totally worth the money. I then nearly died again. Then fell into a pit and nearly died again. And at last I got the musket. Because the Eater of Worlds spawns after you break the third Shadow Orb, I thought it would be an excellent idea to try and break a second orb in hopes of another item. I thought perhaps there would be an orb at the bottom of this giant chasm. I then grappled all the way to the bottom. Then, after finding nothing there, I grappled all the way back out of the giant chasm. I got out and went to find another orb. Unfortunately, all the orb had to offer me was another orb. I then got sort of close to dying to another Eater and ran for it. By ran for it, I mean looked into this mirror that just dumps me at my spawn point. Not sure what I'd do without this item. Well, I do know what I would do. I would die. Oh wait, that's no different to normal. My next goal was to get the final gear upgrades I needed to be able to effectively cheese the Eater of Worlds. So, back underground I went. However, this time without that potion I talked about earlier. I can't quite remember what it was called.
Wait, I have a gun now. Why am I? No. You are not knocking me.
During the mining mission, I had some fun messing around in a marble biome. I also found some Hermes boots, which are close to crucial for the Eye of Cthulhu. However, during all of this, I may have been slowly paying less attention to where I was stepping, especially after I found a bit of wool where the boomerang just flies straight through it. Weird.
Why does the boomerang pass through that bit of... Okay.
Yeah, watch out for those, they're kind of annoying in expert mode. In my defense, I did nearly hit the grapple. If you want to see attempt 7, tell me in the comments because I don't think it fits under the title of my futile attempts to beat Terraria Hardcore in expert mode. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I'll be answering any comments, so see you on the flip side.
Oh, no. No. Destroy the guy's house. I could probably... Whoops. Yeah. Pot down there. I would like it. 2 pots. Build a potion. Die tree. Oh, that's a purple slime.